Free Cuba. This name was acquired after the Spanish-American War, when a group of U.S. soldiers got together in a local bar in Havana and began mixing their favorite refreshment, Coke, to the rum of that moment, Bacardi Gold. But after a few hours of celebrating, let's say, the high-ranking officer, he stood up and raised his glass up in the air, and he toasted, but he said it in Spanish. He said, "Larga vida por Cuba Libre," which meant long life for a free Cuba. And from there on, everybody recognized Bacardi and Coke as Cuba Libre itself. But then again, our Cuban friends now refer to this as La Mentirita, the little lie. But that's a whole different story. And we announced that half of Bacardi Gold, fill up the tall glass, up to the top with ice and Coke, and the little wedge of lime, it's for those who like to squeeze the limes or lemons into their Cuba Libre drinks. But I agree, we all go to many bars and clubs. They do serve us all these nice frozen daiquiris. Peach, mango, strawberries, banana, you name them, they'll make them. But the original daiquiri was not frozen. Simply lime juice, sugar, with Bacardi light rum. But its name daiquiri, it came from these mines, you see, that were called the daiquiri mines. In the southeastern part of Cuba, an American engineer named Jenny Cox, who worked in those mines, what would he do after work? Well, he'll mix his Bacardi light rum to some lime juice and sugar, and give it to his friends and co-workers who later will go to different bars and have all these bartenders recreate the same little drink for them. Until one day, one bartender did stop them and asked them for the name of the drink. They didn't have none. So he asked them where they were from. They said they worked at the daiquiri mines. So the bartender suggested that when they returned back to his bar and they want that same little drink prepared, they should order it by just saying daiquiri. And from there, he would know what to mix. But it's a very simple drink. At home, you get yourselves a nice little 7-ounce cocktail glass. First thing that you do, you fill that up with ice. In your shaker, in a mixer, you also put a bit of ice in it. But with 1.5 ounces of Bacardi light rum, 1.5 ounces of freshly squeezed lime juice, and 2 or 3 teaspoons of sugar. Then you shake this, but shake it well. So the sugar and the ice will begin to dissolve into the lime juice and rum to give us a nice little lemonade effect. Next, we're going to strain the used ice and pour the whole entire liquid into the cocktail glass so you can have yourselves a nice little homemade lime daiquiri. And it's just that simple. Mojito, that famous Cuban drink, consists of spearmint leaves, lime juice, sugar, Bacardi light rum and club soda. It is actually the oldest cocktail drink ever created with Bacardi. The drink itself dates back as far back as when the company itself was established in 1862. Before that, they made sort of the same type of drink, but they used the very strong flavored rum in those times. So strong it was that the drink itself even carried a pirate name to it. But after the company was established and came out with a light, clear, a better tasting rum, they did the same mix, but later, in Halloween, decades and decades later, a Frenchman renamed this Mojito. Now this is the way we're going to make them at home. You get yourself a nice 10-ounce but thick glass. In it first, put in about 10 or 12 spearmint leaves with 1.5 ounces of Bacardi light rum. Your next step, you will first press the leaves down into the rum. So the essence, flavors of the spearmint gives the rum a mint taste. Then you add your lime juice to it, preferred freshly squeezed, about 1 ounce or 1.5 ounces, 2 or 3 teaspoons of sugar. Stir all that up together, then fill it up to the top with ice, club soda, and stir again. That will be your mojito mix made at home. You can log on to our website, Bacardi.com. Check out those recipes, there's many more, which include our new flavor rums that have just come out. Now, Bacardi Superior, the light rum, is the most sold premium rum in the world, but it's also known as the most mixable one because it's the rum with the least amount of aftertaste in it. So it's going to help us to really enjoy all the flavors that are inside our cocktail drinks. Bacardi Gold, a 2-year age rum, best suited for sodas like a Bacardi and Coke, Sprite, Ginger Ale, 7-Up, Pepsi's, or Diet. But for the more serious Bacardi drinkers, those who really like to sip on our rums, Bacardi has created 2 special type of reserves for us. We got the 8 years, ocho años, also sold in the States, Canada, Europe, Australia, Japan, and probably South America. That 8-year aged rum on ice gives us a light, bourbon-like flavor to it at first, but then on the sweet side, because it is rum, which makes it very, but very mixable. Reserva Limitada, limited reserve. It is a blend of 10 and 16 years aged rums for an average of 12, 14 years. It is now available for use in very few local stores and very few selected duty-free shops. In its first 6 years of production, this one was only sold in our gift shop. In fact, it was even once a hand-bottled rum. Yes, Bacardi in Puerto Rico, they did it, filled it up by hand, weighted, sealed it, wouldn't work. And each bottle was actually numbered on the back as it comes out of production. It went from there to our gift shop. And it was for folks like yourselves right now who have just taken time out of your lives today to come here to see what this company is all about. But how do you drink such a rum? Simply on its own, in a nice little brandy or cognac glass, without any ice, without any water, swirl it around a bit, pitch a nose to it, capture the sweet and rich aroma that comes out of that rum. Let's enjoy the complex flavor of a 12-year-old rum after it's made. It is now available for use in very few local stores and very few selected duty-free shops.